This is like the freaking fourth time me recording this because my phone's being stupid. Okay, let's get ready to do this. Wow, it actually is working now. Okay, I think it's just my phone was overheating and, you know. Okay, so let me tell you guys why I'm posting this video late. I fell behind really badly. I'm actually not even caught up. This is legitimately my schedule of how I'm going to catch back up. Look at this. I won't even catch up till Friday because I'm so far behind. I'm like 70 pages behind. At least, well, now I'm 60 because I caught up a little more yesterday. But so many pages I'm behind, which is why I posted this late. I wanted to catch back up to the part of which it's been a week, and I barely did that, I think, Saturday. But I was super busy Sunday trying to see if I can catch it up, like, completely. Then I realized I couldn't even do that. So we're going to start this tour, and I'm going to tell you guys a bit about, so far, what's going on. One, don't be lazy when doing this. This is one of my biggest tips. Also, I stopped following a schedule because it was kind of like doing homework. It felt like I had to do these. I kind of just wanted to do what I felt like doing, so I started switching to that. I got lazy. Actually, recently got lazy, and you'll see that. And I've been having an art burnout. I ended up stopping doing the digital version of this challenge because it ended up I couldn't even have enough time to do the 20 pages. And I will do the digital version later on. I'll switch over. So I think in a month or so, either December or November, I'm going to do the digital one. That's exactly I think 10 only, because 20 gives me an outburn. 10 will be good enough, though. I can do 10. I'll do the 10 each day with the digital art, and we'll see how that goes from there. But right now, let's talk about this. Don't get lazy with this, because there's a couple pages you'll see that I got lazy, and we'll go through this. My angles have actually improved from this, and you'll see that as we get through, but my angles were like kind of stiff, and I actually changed that a lot, ended up improving a lot compared to this. And here's another page, just the girl ones. My eyes, I've always liked my eyes, and I've never really wanted to change how they look, so they're still the same. My lips. How I end up developing my style is I kind of get pieces of other people's art styles and kind of combine them into my own. So I find an art style that, I really love how this art style does their lips, and I look and kind of like study their art style and say, okay, I like how they do the lips, but I would change a couple things. So I kind of make it my own by mixing up different art styles into my own. So one of my favorite webcomics, this is where I got their lips, because I love how they do their lips. And so I was like, let me try it, because these lips kind of are universal. They work for boys and girls. Doing it more like defined like this one. This was originally how I did my lips. Doing it more defined like this or this makes them more girly, but this can still be guy lips, and that's what I like about it. So, I ended up changing that a lot. My noses were crappy in the beginning. You'll see how they improve, and so were my hands. Cannot do hands. If my life depended on it, now I can, but I couldn't right here. See my really bad hand work. Like, they were so stiff and, like, not anything. I like this. Look at this. Look at this arm. And my feet were the same way. I like this one, but these are horrible. Oh man, look at these. Oh man, I haven't even looked through this. Oh man, yeah, I've improved so much more than this, and I don't know why I left this part empty. I'm probably gonna go refill it later. I switched the pen. This was around Friday. I switched the pen on Friday because I had started to notice that using pen for this ended up being very helpful. What ended up happening was the pen I had been using in class, I've been using these black pens. I don't know how to explain them, but they're not ballpoint, I don't think. If I'm correct, they're just those ink ones that just directly ink, because I like dark, like, smooth lines. I always feel ballpoint pens die really quickly and are kind of smudgy and kind of stuff. So I've never used ballpoint pens, but the blue pens I had bought when I had bought all my school supplies were ballpoint pens, and I ended up not liking them, not using them at all. So I ran out of black pens, and I ended up having to use blue pens because I already lost most of my black pens, and I started drawing with them. I started drawing hands on a page over, and started noticing that I like how they came out with the ballpoint pen. So I thought I'd switch over early, and so these are all going to be pen from now on. I tried to do sceneries, and I didn't really like how some of them came out. I never ended up practicing again on scenery. Kind of every once in a while, but they still don't look as good, and probably going to eventually start to practice more on scenery. I started practicing on feet, and as you can see, hold on, because this camera's not showing all of it. As you can see on the bottom too, you can see that I did improve a lot on my feet within, you know, studying more on them. And I started doing more poses as well. So, you know, more poses. Poses were coming out really well. Here's where my nose is improved, and here's some more feet and legs, because, you know, I need improvement on legs. Let's just look at this perfect nose that I absolutely love. How did I end up getting this nose art style from? I got it from a famous manga artist that is actually a manga artist that I actually like because he actually does noses. I've always kind of dislike when there's an art style that doesn't have noses in them, because noses give so much personality to you. You can have like big squarey noses. Like, I love how when an art style has noses in them, but there's a lot of art styles nowadays that just have a line with a little thing. And I don't like that. I mean, I love the art styles, don't get me wrong. I would love to see that person with a nose, a real nose. So I was watching my brother, and he was reading manga, because I guess there was a new update on one of my favorite mangas, and he was reading manga, and I noticed that the artist ended up adding better noses to his characters, and I liked how his noses came out. So I ended up going to go try to recreate his noses in my own way, except he uses cross hashing for the under shading parts, and I actually just like this, kind of like this more, kind of like crossed over on them. So I ended up, you know, fixing that, and, you know, I kind of, so more poses, you know, I was trying to get the hang of poses, and oh man, look how sloppy. Oh man, making this look back, this is making me see how sloppy I was. Like, oh man, this is so, I mean, these are pretty good, but oh man, these are so weird looking. This wasn't me actually trying to make a face. I drew a nose, and then I ended up adding lips to it, and then I added the eye, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna put the circle around it. I suck at drawing my cat. He always moves too much. So if you look at these hands, like, look how much I've improved. I think this is around Saturday, Sunday. So if you go back to the page that I had hands on before and after, like, look at the difference. Look at the difference of these hands. There's so much more, like, better than, like, way better. Like, and this was only a couple of days off difference. Like, I was trying to practice putting noses on there, but I didn't like how this came out. Like, my hands were coming out way more better, and my poses were coming out way more better than they were originally. And my lips too, I was still loving, like, I was trying to do, like, the little, like, bite the lip, you know, trying different stuff. Still doing trying to legs. This was me trying to BS a page because I was lazy and wanted to do a scenery, but I got lazy in it. Okay, this is when my pages started becoming more focused, I guess you could say. I started trying more harder on doing poses better, and my poses were coming out a lot more better. Hands still, you know. I was trying to draw my OC. See, I am planning on eventually making, sorry, I'm just feeling this to make sure my it's not overheating. I'm eventually planning on making a webcomic, because I love webtoons. If you guys have ever read webtoons, I absolutely love the app. I want to make my own webcomic, and I want to eventually do that. But I want to have my art at the point of which I like it, like where I enjoy it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my art. I just want it to be, I still feel like there's so much I can improve before I start making my webcomic. I'm planning, hopefully, by the time the Sketchbook Slam Challenge is over, I'm hoping to be at the point of which I can start planning better, and I'm hoping by around November, December to start actually publishing my webcomic. Well, you'll see more updates eventually in the future, but in here I actually end up drawing more of my OCs and practicing more on them, which I'll get to. So I started drawing more, you know, like poses that I ended up liking, some I didn't like, you know, me trying to draw a face, and then I didn't like how it came out, so I changed it. Droll. Me, you know, just still practicing, trying to practice, because, you know, one of my characters has some pretty good, This is me trying to get my character right, and just me still doing poses, you know. This is just me trying to do a baby, but it came out weird, so. As I improved, you know, continued trying to practice hands, I tried to draw myself a profile picture, but I made this eye too big, and I didn't like how it came out, so I ended up scrapping this and never using it. You know, still practicing noses and crap. This is when you're half asleep. This was me doing crap at half asleep. And this is when I noticed around here, was it right around here? Around here you could tell that I'm slacking in the pages. There's not as much right here too. As much as, like, this had a lot of stuff in it. Look how dark I was writing in the ink, and this started to slack a lot. Right here, it's just started slacking. And that's because I was half asleep trying to finish this late at night. So, like, see, I just kind of was, like, trying to BS the pages. So I ended up going to sleep right here. I remember the next morning I drew my sister laying in bed, trying to, give myself a... Still trying to practice drawing people with pen. I'm just suck at pen. And then, the next page is when I started putting so much more work into it. And this is what I ended up coming out with. This is my actual OC. How he actually is supposed to look. It came out so well. This one, that I started... I just loved how this picture came out. This is my profile picture on Insta because I loved it so much. This is me drawing. I was trying to draw one of my other OCs, and this one too. But I didn't like how these came out. But I was trying to practice my OCs more. So you see, I started trying to draw official ones, but I didn't like how this one came out either. Started trying to put them into the photos of putting them into the poses. Same with this, did a kind of like a stand by stand of like my OCs, trying to practice doing specific characters, but some of them I didn't like out. I couldn't draw still side face, and I just was practicing. Trying to practice and get it on paper. This is when I started kind of slacking again. When I started slacking. You could tell when I start to slack off, like I'm getting tired of it. Here's another OC that will eventually come out in my webcomic too. I started to slack. And you notice these, when you start seeing pages like this, there's so little deep stuff in there. Like, I don't like how it came out. And then the next day comes and like look at how much detail I put back into the pages. Like drawing a child character, drawing all my characters together, doing a crappy pose that ended up coming out decent but okay. I started practicing more of like my character. I just started practicing over him a lot because I couldn't do the other two. There is a squad of 3. That's the OT3. But I couldn't seem to get the other ones right, and so I just started practicing more on only my main one, the main character. And then finally I perfected my look of the second most important character, which is Jack, the love interest. And yes, this is a boy. Just believe me, this is a boy, Jack. I started to, I tried to do another one to see if I can make it look better, because I didn't like how this one came out, but I ended up liking this one better than this one, so I started to, Here again, look at this slacking. Look at... I started slacking by just drawing random crap because I just was tired and bored, and I'm slacking again right here. And I was trying to practice drawing the side faces. Started drawing my own feet. Oh wait, I skipped a page. I love this page of hands. I love how much these ones came out. Like, these ones came out good. Started practicing side faces still. Again, side faces, my feet. This is kind of where I was slacking, because you can see I'm not putting as much detail into it. And just trying to fill the pages as much as I can as fast as possible. Then I tried practicing like a sadder version of my character. Look how much, I just drew a donut. I didn't even have a donut, I just drew it. This crappy chibi thingy, oh man, this whole page is like garbage right here of me slacking off. And then the next day, I go back into, well, I made the eyes too big. I go back into like trying again the next day. Look at these like character little cute interactions. Trying to do side faces again, trying to do like the characters right. And then I started trying to practice hairstyles where I was again slacking. So trying to practice hairstyles for one of the characters. I drew a character from one of my favorite manga anime. If you know who this is, then I tried drawing child's versions of my characters, trying to practice still drawing the last third squad member that I can't get right. And, more poses. Again, more poses. They're so funny. And then I drew this for the last third squad member. I liked this drawing, but then I ended up drawing a better version right here. Right here. This one I liked better. He looked more like a child. Like, he's supposed to look like a kid, but he's an adult. He just has more of a little child face. I was trying to practice drawing him. Now, this was the point in which I fell behind. I was trying to recreate his face right here multiple times, and I filled so many pages with me trying to recreate it. And after I couldn't get it right to this point, I burned out, and I was still 15 pages, and this was already nighttime. And I was like, I can't. It was Tuesday night, so last week. And I couldn't get him right. And I realized something. If you look, if I'm going to show you, this page, these couple of pages right here are all one day. There were 5 pages I did in total. and I got so burnt out from not being able to get him looking right, and I realized also too, drawing really detailed characters were slowing me down a lot. So I took 2 days, I took like a 2-day break from the sketchbook, because I was so exhausted, I was so tired, I just couldn't even do anything in the sketchbook, I was so tired. Friday came around. Wednesday I didn't get to do it because Wednesdays are my busiest days of the week and I cannot do any work on Wednesdays. I don't know how I'm going to do it on Wednesday, this Wednesday, but we'll see. Wednesday I couldn't do anything. Thursday I did nothing as well, and I don't know why. I just didn't draw in the sketchbook at all. I got really busy. Friday came around. I had to go babysit my mom's friends for money, you know, because I was trying to do mine. So I took the sketchbook with me, and I started to fill pages again. I started getting back into it. I started doing poses, hands, feet. Again, poses. My poses really improved if you look at these compared to the, let me see, the ones I was doing in the beginning. Like these. Hold on. No, not these ones. What am I talking about? Where's that? Are you serious? I can't even find the pages I was doing poses. Oh, wait, it's the page before this. I can see it. If you look at this and look at these now, you can see that I improved a lot more within, you know, a couple days. I started doing more guy poses, legs and feet, and more feet. I like doing legs. I don't know why. I just like to do legs. Poses, hands, and I practiced drawing. I found this photo like this, and I liked it a lot, so I tried drawing it. Drew more poses again, trying to draw a gun. And I drew this little, like, kind of like this guy stabbing his hand with a sword, and he has a gun, and then he drops the gun, and he's trying to pin him down, but, like, do more legs. Again, poses. I just started doing poses and legs, and I started liking how a lot of them are coming out. I tried doing this shading thing that I had saw. And, you know, I started focusing more on doing these because they're easier to fill the pages with, and I needed practice on them anyways. But you can also start to tell as I get through these, I started to slack. I did this yesterday. I was doing pants and this abs. But right here, as you start to notice, I started to slack. Instead of trying to fit more characters in here, I started just doing, like, little blank, empty pages, parts that I didn't like. And I started to slack again, which is what I don't like. Again, look at this. I just filled like an arm and another arm. It's like, what is this? I mean, I did my leg, like when I was sitting down, I started drawing my leg. I tried drawing my cat, it came out horrible. I tried drawing, I don't even know what I was trying to do here. This is me slacking again, because I was so far behind and I was so tired of doing this. Again, I started to slack. As you can see again, I still, all this crap. I started drawing like my brother playing, you know, and then I drew this picture that I ended up liking a lot, and I just kept this picture as one. I was just trying to give every excuse to fill the page, and so we get to the final picture. This is later for next week. This picture just says I slacked off a lot, and I didn't like that. Now, if I looked at the newer pages, I started trying to put more effort in them, and I switched over to black pen. That ink pen I was telling you about. I ran out of blue pens. I used 3 blue pens in this whole week that completely ran out of ink. Like, I legitimately ran out of ink. Legitimately, there was like, if I looked at the tube legitimately had little dropples along the side, but it was no ink in it at all. I even write it, I think I write it in the corner of some of the pages too, saying like, I ran out of ink, a pen died right here, so rip. I wrote like in the corners of specific pages like rip pen number 1, rip pen number 2. And I guess I only had 3 of them because I couldn't find any more because I have a tendency of losing pens. So within this next day, I had to switch back over to, look at, pen dead last blue. And then I switched over to black, which I didn't like. I still don't like the black pen. I'm probably going to buy more blue pens, or at least more ballpoints. And then, you know, and then I even switched over, this was yesterday. Notice this is supposed to be the end of the week. This is supposed to be Thursday. And look at, this was yesterday. This is the start of yesterday. You can tell how far behind I am. I'm not even supposed to be here. This is the day I'm supposed to, this is where I'm supposed to end up today. Who knows how far. I will be ahead back at normal on Friday. So, look out for a video on Friday. So, what am I going to say now? Well, Inktober started. So if you guys want to, let me show you guys my Inktober drawing I drew in here. Where's it at? I was trying to practice. I don't like how my Inktober drawing came out either. I slacked so much on it too. Like, I looked at this and I hated it. Like, I just hated it. I slacked so much on this drawing. I just couldn't stand, like, I didn't even want to post it. It was so bad. I mean, I'm using this, I'm using a, what are they called? They are called, I'm using a micron for these, but they're not the normal inking microns. It's a micron brush pen and a micron graphic pen, which are not like little tips like this. Though I think these would be better. So I noticed the microns are browner now more. I noticed this in this paper, at least in this paper, it looks brown to me, not black. But I'm using a micron brush pen and a micron it's called a graphic pen, which is kind of like I think it's a chisel tip. It's not a fine liner tip, it's a chisel tip instead. I can find it. I'll show you guys. Just hold. Give me a second. Here it is. Let me see. Right here. These are my two pens I've been using. So this is a brush, and it looks like a normal brush. Where's the freaking camera at? The normal brush pen nib. Probably destroying it too with that. Camera focus. And then this is the graphic one. So using this too. Let's see if I touch it to my finger, it should focus. Focus. It's like a rounded tip. And then these were the pens, the new black pen I've been using. I don't know what kind of pen it is. You guys know what kind of pen it is? Tell me. Right here. They are these pens. These are what I use for school, and I don't like how they are. They're not like, they're kind of like, not really a ball. They're ballpoints, but they don't shade really good, as much as the crappy blue ones I have been using. So, here's my week in review. And today I'm gonna try to record my Inktober drawing, which is pajamas, and I'm only gonna do my main character in the pajamas. I'm doing an OC challenge because I don't really get to practice my OCs in here. I'm gonna try to see if I can start not slacking so much and not getting my art burnout so much. I'm gonna leave it on this beautiful page of the gun and detail his hand. So overall, it's been a week. What is my tips for this week? Don't slack. Don't think it's easy. If you're one of those people who thinks, oh, this is easy, I can do this, don't think that. Because I thought that too, and I'm like an idiot now. Because I thought I could do 20 pages plus 10 digital pages, and I couldn't even touch, I haven't even touched my digital tablet in a week since or more now. Don't underestimate it. This is a lot. And I mean, I go to school full time for college. I mean, I got lucky because I have a kind of a strange schedule. I have Tuesdays and Thursdays that have no school at all, and then the rest of the week I have school. Not Saturdays and Sundays. And I only go to school till 12 because all my classes are really early in the morning. So I get out of school at noon and I have the rest of the day. A lot of my teachers don't give me a lot of homework either, so I have a lot of time. Sometimes I don't. Wednesdays are my only days that I have day classes and night classes in one day, and I only get like 3 hours out of the day that is free time. So I thought I could do this challenge because I thought, okay, my time is pretty good. As long as I focus on it, as long as I don't slack, I should be able to do this. And I've been slacking a little bit, which I'm going to try to stop. I was trying to practice in pen today because I felt like doing in pen. I've been doing in pen so long. Look at this page. This is such a slacking page. This was last night. a slacking page. Look at these slacking pages. I started practicing in pencil this morning because I only got 1 page today. Because I felt like I was slacking because I was using pen. Like, after I started using this marker, I started to slack even more. So, like, I'm gonna buy a new blue pen today, go back into blue, and hope for the best. Don't take this lightly, like I am. When you're starting to feel lazy, just take a break and go back into it strong. You don't want to start to slack, which is what it's gonna make you. It's gonna hurt you negatively like that. I know I've seen a lot of the YouTubers that are like, oh, you know, like I've seen, what's her name, Bailey, and I've seen Holly. Holly's the one who originally did this challenge, and what I really admired from her sketchbook is she did so many of her characters in there, her OCs. I was like, I can do that too, but I don't sketch fast enough. I already know that Holly's a fast sketcher based on what she says in her YouTube videos, that she just sketches fast. If I try to sketch fast, it comes out sloppy, which I was hoping I can improve in here. Hopefully by the end, I can sketch fast enough to actually start doing my OCs again. But right now, I'm not a good fast enough sketcher, so... As it is, too, I was going into pen brand new, so, like, of course I wasn't going to be able to sketch fast in pen. I'm hoping by week 2, I can get back into pen more and try maybe do my OCs again more often, because when I drew this Inktober picture, I hadn't drawn my OCs in a couple days, so I wasn't used to it again, like, anymore, and it just kind of died when I started drawing them. Yeah, if you can't sketch fast, you're just gonna have to do all studies in the sketchbook, which is kind of boring to me. I like to do, you know, creative things, but it's kind of hard to do creative things when you have to do 20 pages a day. Don't fall behind. It's a death trap. I fell 2 days behind, and I got stuck in a death trap because, you know, I had an art burnout. Doing so much does help you improve. Only if you don't start to slack off and do crappy little doodles that you just did because you have to do them. So those are kind of my tips. If you're going to do this, first have a lot of time. You cannot do this if you have only 4 hours a day. I can't even do this in 4 hours. I have to spend my whole entire day on this. If you're not a fast sketcher, don't try drawing super creative things for every page. Do studies. And have fun doing it. If this in the beginning, this was so much fun, and when I had that 2-day break is when it got not fun for me, because I started to die slowly. My freaking creativity was slowly killing itself from the art. I started having art burnout, you know. So I am going to go back into this strong again, starting today, because my creativity started to die slowly as I started doing so many of these and getting tired of it. I haven't even had a chance to watch any of my favorite YouTubers, my favorite drawing YouTubers, so I'm going to do that before I start getting back into this. When it comes to the sketchbook, I believe that doing the 20 pages is excessive, but it does help you. I actually think that I want to order another one of these sketchbook and try to do at least 5 to 10 pages a day, because doing 5 to 10 isn't as hard as doing 20. I can do 5 to 10 pages a day and help myself improve in which the way of quantity over quality. 10 to 5 pages isn't a lot, like a crazy amount for me to do daily, at least, and I feel like they would help me improve without killing my creativity. Those are the amount of pages that are kind of like that middle ground that's like perfect for me. 20 starts to kill me slowly. I kill my art creativity slowly, and you know, I start to slack. So I guess those are my tips, and I'm gonna have to see you guys till next week. I'm thinking about doing an Inktober video today too, like me drawing out like the next one, which I believe my next prompt is, oh, I don't have my phone, is pajamas. If I'm wrong, I'll have to look again, but I think it's pajamas. So I'll probably try to see if I can do a speed drawing of it and talk over it. For now, we're gonna have to leave off on here on this wonderful note. This video is 30 minutes long. So, I will eventually do I don't know if I'm going to do a completely whole sketchbook and review video, because I are kind of doing this with each week, and you can just watch each week one in order. This next week's will be much shorter, believe me. And maybe I will do it in a week. Yeah, I'll do in a whole month one later, but and kind of go over like the creative process of each one. Cause I kind of just went over these real quickly. I'll be uploading on Friday. I'll try to upload today. We'll see how that works out. And I'll start posting on my Instagram again because I stopped posting after I fell behind. Well, you know, I guess I'll see you guys on Friday. Wish me luck for this week, and hopefully I'll catch up by then. See ya.